Welcome, friends, to this series of learning containers and Kubernetes. So, in the earlier couple of lectures, we saw how we can build the Docker image, and also we saw how we can spin up the Docker containers from those images. So, we actually pull the images from dockerhub. Now, in this particular video, we will see how we can push the images into the dockerhub repository. And slowly we can see how we can use other repositories, private or public, in upcoming videos. If you have missed the videos where we have discussed various things about Docker containers, we are recommending you to watch those videos. And also, we are encouraging you to subscribe our channel so that whenever the new videos will come, you can enjoy those videos without missing them at all. So let's get started. So friends, this is our host machine where we have created a couple of Docker containers. We are right now having two Docker images. One is MySQL, which we actually pulled from Docker Hub. And also we are running one container, myapp.v1, which is actually spinned up from the custom Docker image, myapp, which we created through our Docker file. Now, let me introduce the Docker Hub once again. So if you go to this hub.docker.com, you'll be landed with a Docker repository. Now, here you will have one option to sign up or sign in to this Docker Hub for your own repository to access. You can sign up for the Docker Hub with your own email address, and you can set up one user ID over there. So I'm not going through all those details, how you can sign up. It's very straightforward. You can definitely do that without having any issues. But if you do so, you can provide the details with your error code in the comment section, and we will address those issues. Now, when you are in the repository section, you can have your own repository, and we are having our repository under Learning Lite. So when you sign up your account, you will have the user ID and password, or you can use your own email address like Gmail address to sign up. Now let me go through this my account, and over there I have connected with my email address that is verified. Now let me go to this security, and there you can actually generate one token to access your Docker Hub repository programmatically from your console. You can click on new access and provide a description, and you can specify the permission, how you can permit this token to access your Docker repository. So I have already created one for me, and once you will create this one, it will ask you to download the password to access this token. So you will have your own user ID as well as password through this token, or you can use a password when you created this Docker Hub repository during the sign up. But it is recommended to access this Docker Hub through this access token programmatically when you are dealing with your code. Now, as you can see, there was no Docker images in our newly created Docker repository. Now, let us push our my app image into our Docker repository. So, in order to do that, first we need to log into the Docker Hub from our host machine. So in order to do that, we need to log into the Docker as with the command docker login, and we have to provide the user ID with -u. So our user ID is learning light. We can say docker login -u learning light. Now we have to provide our password. So this password we are going to provide from our token. You can do the same when you log in with the normal user ID and password. So now this password will be stored unencrypted in /roots /docker/config.json. So if we check this particular file, we can find the password as unencrypted. So this is a security vulnerability you can find over here. So it is recommended to protect this token and protect this particular config.json file so that you can have these in a safe location. Now we have logged into this Docker hub repository, and we can now Docker push my app, and we need to provide the tag as well, that is v1.0. So if we do so, it will start to push the Docker image over there. Now, it is saying that the request access to the resource is denied. Now, if you closely see the error, you can see the push is basically refers to a particular repository, and the repository is docker.io and then /library and /myapp. So something is wrong over here. So you can see we are pushing the myapp v1.0, which is basically our image. Then what's wrong over here? So the thing is that we cannot push directly the my app v1.0, because if we do so, it will directly go to this repository /library, whereas our repository is docker.io/learning light. So the thing is that we need to tag or retag our repository, our image, as per our repository name. So let's do this thing. Docker tag my app v1.0, and we will say docker.io, and then we will provide our repository, that is learning light. And then we need to provide this image. So now our Docker images are slightly different. Learning light /myapp v1.0. Now if we push this particular Docker image in our Docker repository, and now it is working. So see, we need to actually tag our Docker image as per the requirement of the repository of the Docker images. Now it is exactly same whether it is private or public Docker repository. Not only Docker Hub, it can be any kind of repository like Elastic Container Repository or Google's Container Repository or any other repository that's in our market. So it will take some time to push the image, but I think it's already all the layers is pushed. Only one layer is pushing right now. So it will be done in a minute. All right. So it is saying that the Docker image is pushed to our Learning Light Docker repository, and it has provided one digest as well so that we can verify whether it is done or not. So if we go our repository and if we refresh our page, we should see this particular image in our repository. And yes, the Learning Light slash my app is the image that we have just uploaded. Now, this repository does not have any category, and it is not having any description as well. So we can click this one and we can say multi-tier Python app for Learning Light demo, and we can update this one, and our repository is public. Now we can click on this public view and we can see the Docker push Learning Light slash my app is basically the command through which we can pull the image from the Docker repository. So thank you for watching this video. So in this particular video, we saw how we can tag our images as per the requirement of the repository, and as well as we saw how we can push the image into the repository. Thanks again for completing this learning, and we will see you in the next video. Till then, bye and be safe.